According to PFF, the Colts have the fifth ranked offensive line through 5 weeks. And I got to tell you, after what we saw last season, that is a huge improvement. And what we're seeing on film is a massive improvement from what we saw last season with the Colts. This Shane Steichen offense is working very well. So I want to look at this offensive line, go deep diving into this offensive line so that we can find out just how good these guys have been. And this is just tape from the Houston game, but the guys did very well. Even Will Fries, who actually was not only the highest scoring player on the Colts, according to PFF, in week 2, but one of the highest scoring players in the NFL in week 2. Okay, so with that said, we're going to start here on the first play of the game. As we come out in 12 personnel, you can see the two tight ends here, Kylan Grant and Mo Alley Cox. The one running back here, Zach Moss. And here on the first play of the game, you can see the defense setting up with the 4 down linemen, 4 other people in the box. This is more than what we were seeing from Jacksonville. Jacksonville was worried about taking away the deep shot. They are early on putting extra guys in the box to try to stop the run. Okay, so let's let this run. Okay, stop it here. We see that we have a double team right here. Will Fries keeping his head on a swivel for this guy. And then we got Quentin Nelson, Bernard Raymond over here, one-on-one themselves. Kylan Grant and Marley Cox both going out for a route here. Okay, keep that going. So we see Braden Smith got beat to the inside here. Okay, Will Fries did not get over in time to be able to help him out. But the rest of the guys are doing good, right? You look at this, Bernard Raymond, like if this guy ends up getting home, Bernard Raymond, was able to hold his block for about 3.5 seconds on this play. If this plays out. Quentin Nelson, a lot of this. This is basically all Quentin Nelson all day. He just dominated his matchups all day long. Ryan Kelly out here, this guy, playing more of a contain while this guy rushes the passer. We see Anthony Richardson able to get that ball out to Pitt underneath. This is the play where Pitt ends up fumbling, but it goes out of bounds here on the first play. So not terrible here by the offensive line to start out. Okay, so let's let this run real quick, and you can see how this happens in real time for the offensive line. What you want to pay attention to is this right here. These two guys right here with this edge rusher and how he just didn't get off of the double team in time to help out. All right, here we go. Snapping the ball. Boom. He should boom. See, he's just a little late getting over, right? The point where he should have is about right there. And at this point, he's almost anchored himself into this double team too much to be able to power off, right? We're talking about an offensive lineman here. He's not going to be able to shift weight the way Josh Downs can. So, he kind of put himself in a bad spot. This just didn't work out for him, right? He tries to get there, but he's a step slow getting back. But again, it doesn't matter. He's able to find his receiver. All right, so now as we skip ahead a couple plays, had a couple of quick passes, and just for reference, Anthony Richardson gets the ball out of his hand really quick. It's 2.6 seconds is how long it's taken him to pass the ball on average, which I believe I saw was the 5th lowest in the NFL, maybe. It's really low this year, which is great. A rookie getting the ball out of his hands quick. Shane Steichen and his crew doing a great job of coaching a young man to not make mistakes, be safe with the ball, take what the defense gives you, all that, cliche stuff, but cliches are cliche for a reason, right? But as we start that play, you see that we have the extra tight end. It's Kylan Granson. Zach Moss is out here. He is getting motioned into the backfield, and boom, he's in motion. This linebacker's going with him, so he's getting out of the box, right? That's one less guy you have to worry about in the box. So then all of a sudden, we're looking at 6 versus 6 in the box. Okay, let that run. All right, now we're seeing how this is setting up. 29 is not coming. He's actually moving back a little. He's going back into coverage. So now we have 5 on 5 in the box, but this guy is already looking at Kylan Granson. So this is 5 on 4 right here. This is exactly what we want. Great protection for Anthony Richardson here. Okay, let this run. All right, now that we've seen how all this is setting up, you look at the blocking. Like, this is a great job. He stonewalled his guy out here. Braden Smith stonewalled his guy out here. So our tackles are doing great. Ryan Kelly doing just fine against big boy here on the inside. Handling his own. Will Fry's like, this dude's not even close. He's not even trying right now. So this is a great job, great protection by the offensive line. He doesn't have, our quarterback here doesn't have anybody anywhere near him at this point and doesn't have to worry about anything. And he gets this ball out to Kylan Granson. But what I wanted to talk about when I was watching this play back, okay, my thoughts, this guy right here is in panic mode. He is chasing Josh Downs. This guy right here moving this way. So he is obviously in coverage over here. Kylan Grant, it was a good read to find Kylan Granson right here with a bunch of open space. But as athletic and fast as Anthony Richardson is, this one felt to me like with this hole right here, if he if like he throws that pass right there, look at all this green grass right here, right? And if he starts running, Kylan is a lead blocker. Okay, I want to let this run a little bit. Okay, Kylan could have blocked that guy. This, I don't know if he's catching, I don't know if our safety right here is catching Anthony Richardson running down the field, right? If he gets to the outside, and I thought he would have gotten to the outside because, again, Kylan blocks this guy. Alec Pierce might be as good, if not better, of a run blocker as Michael Pittman Jr. Okay, and Alec Pierce is on the outside over here, and he's already, you see, he's already got his guy locked up, blocking him when Kylan has the ball. Okay, if Kylan Granson has that guy blocked right there, Alec Pierce has that guy blocked right here, this play at least getting to the 40, depending on how fast this safety is. This is a safety that hits Anthony Richardson on his second touchdown. So if this guy Stewart, okay, this 29 Stewart, if he's able to get out here because he's that fast and catch Richardson, this plays about at the 40, maybe the 35. But this right here with Anthony Richardson's athleticism and the blocking that we could have had. Granson's a great blocker. Pierce is a great blocker. Look at that hole, man. A lot of green grass for Anthony Richardson. I'm wondering if that was talked about in the film room. But again, this was the perfect read. This is exactly what the play is designed to do, is for that rub route to get one of these guys open. Ended up being Kylan, and he hit his guy. But I'm just wondering if that's something that in the future he'll take off on. Right, this next play is just a simple run play, right? This is just a very simple designed run play. What we're looking at right now is 5 on 6. They have 6 guys in the box. We have 5 offensive linemen plus the running back. Okay, so let's let this start going. You see immediately, Will Fries is looking to come up to a second level. Ryan Kelly snaps the ball, and he's pulling into this hole right here. Okay, so let's let that run a little bit. Okay, so Will Fries is putting himself in position right here to be able to shield that guy off from the hole. Ryan Kelly getting up around Quentin Nelson. And Braden Smith right here is turning his body, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He is trying to anchor into place so that he can keep his gap there in that hole. All right, so let's let this go. As we see here, the guy that Q was blocking, he just made a good play, right? He moved right into where the play was going. Now, the reason that was such a good play is because this play was designed to follow Ryan Kelly, right? Ryan Kelly's supposed to shield this guy off, and Zach Moss goes to the outside. Will Fries comes up, he gets 6 right here, and he's shielded off. Right, but Braden Smith did a good job here. Okay, this is a great job. He's supposed to anchor into place in case he needs to cut this back, which he did. And because that hole is still there, because of Braden Smith, he cuts this back. And even though, Ryan Kelly can't get to his block and this block doesn't set up the way it's supposed to, right, he cuts it back. And we end up in a position where, these guys are just in positions to make plays, but Zach Moss still gets a nice little gain out of that play. All right, this here is the first read option play that we're going to be looking at. And in this one, it's just nice to see, kind of the play design that we're going with. Shane Steichen's offense, as you watch the tape, his offense just looks so good to the naked eye, right? Like all the different motions, all the pulling, the double teams and the combo blocks that come off the double teams. Like this offense is really entertaining to watch, as long as you know what you're seeing here. Okay, so for this one, right, Zach Moss, this is going to be a handoff where if he's handing the ball off, the play is going to the right side. So you're going to see everything go right here. Okay, so let's let this start up. As this play gets started, you can see Q, he's already won his matchup. Swipe the hand down. He's getting this guy down on the ground. This double team is locked up. Will Fries, Ryan Kelly have this guy completely locked up. He's not doing anything. These guys haven't even made contact over here on the edge yet. Okay, but you also have 6. He's out here. He's already taken his step to the outside. Okay, in this defensive end, he's going straight east-west instead of north-south here. And 21 sitting over here on Kylan Granson. Okay, so let's let this go a little bit. Boom. So doing a great job. Q push this guy to the outside. These guys still have him locked up. Braden Smith, not even worried about him at this point. But this is a good job by Anthony Richardson, right? His read on this is always going to be the ends, right? If it's handoff where he's supposed to be handing it off right, he's going to be looking at the left end over here. It's really the defense's right end, but for Anthony Richardson, it's the left end. And then if it's the other way, he's looking at the right end. Okay. And that's his read on the read option. So not only is his read look like he's going still straight east-west instead of north-south, but this guy is coming up and about to make a play if he's handing this ball off right here to Zach Moss. So boom, he keeps it. Defense does a nice job pushing Anthony Richardson to the outside. Anthony Richardson does a good job of avoiding contact on his way out of bounds. And it ended up being about a 3rd and 4, I believe it was, 3rd and 5. All right, so as we begin to start this next play, you can see that we have Zach Moss already in motion coming behind Anthony Richardson, 5 down linemen, and the defense has 6 guys in the box right now with Kylan Granson right to the outside of this defensive end here. All right, so let's let this roll a little bit. Boom, as we get started here. Quentin Nelson, one-on-one, holding his guy up. Will Fries has Ryan Kelly here to help if he needs to. Okay, so let's let this keep rolling. All right, they have the double team. This is one where Bernard did not make first contact here. So right now, he's a little behind. Okay, this defensive end looks like he could get to the outside pretty quickly right here if he wanted to. Braden Smith doing a good job. Looks like this defensive end is making a move to try to come back in. So let's let this run. Now is a good correction here by Bernard Raymond, right? He's gotten in a position with his feet where he's able to anchor up a little bit. He slowed him down coming around. Quentin Nelson still doing his thing like I mentioned earlier. He just dominant all day. This is what you saw from Big Q all day long. This double team holding up just fine. Will Fries anchoring himself in place here, holding this guy up. Braden Smith also anchoring in place, holding this guy up. Like this is such a clean pocket, a beautiful pocket. Great job by everybody, right? Bernie's really the only one that's in a little bit of trouble here. But again, he made a nice correction and got his feet set in a way and got his body turned in a way to create a little extra time for Anthony Richardson here. And boom, guns the ball out here. As soon as that little lane opens up, he guns the ball to Josh Downs. Josh Downs, boom, gets a nice little gain on the play. All right, now let's have a little bit of fun, right? This is Anthony Richardson's first touchdown run of the game, and the design of this one is beautiful. Okay, what we see here is 5 down linemen plus the running back. The defense has 7 guys down inside or near the box. Okay, so let's let this start. Zach Moss. Okay, so we immediately right there take 1 guy out of the box for us. We're completely outnumbered here, 5-7. So now as we see here, we see Big Q. He's got his one-on-one. Bernie, he's got his one-on-one. Ryan Kelly, he's trying to shield this guy off right here and anchor in place. And Braden Smith is just worried about this guy on the outside. He already threw him aside. Will Fries is the pulling guard coming in on this play, which is why Ryan Kelly needs to shield this guy. Big Q did a good job letting this guy have the outside there And Anthony Richardson is about to follow Will Fries right into this hole where 39 is. Okay, see this guy turned away. He's worried about his receiver out here. And boom, here we go. That's all you needed right there. Will Fries gets up in the hole, gets his hands on this guy, and holds him up just enough that Anthony Richardson, once he hits the 15-yard line, 52 is not catching him, 29 is not going to be able to get there. Just a great job, great play design right there. You see Pitt coming in. He always handles his job on run plays, not really so worried about him. So this was a great play design. And then you get the uh, uh, uh. Yeah, love the touchdown dance by the quarterback. All right, and then we're going to jump straight into this next play. I'm going to take you to the end zone view real quick. Okay, so this next play is actually the second rushing touchdown by Anthony Richardson, which was back-to-back plays for the Indianapolis Colts offense. This play was possible because the defense created the sack fumble of C.J. Stroud and got the ball back. And this is another one. As we've heard through the week, Shane Steichen was obsessive about this play throughout the week and wanted a chance to be able to use this play in the game. And he found it here with the Colts at the 15, 16-yard line. And this is another example of the play design just being absolutely beautiful. Shane Steichen's play designs are just different, man. And the way they stress defenses out are different. So let's let this run. Has Josh Downs in motion. Now, this is so important. It was so impressive to see how Anthony Richardson did this. His ball fake here sells the whole thing because the defense, right? Our entire offense is going to the left. Everybody thinks this is going that way except for Kylan Granson. Kylan Granson is leaking out. And you can see everybody going to that side. Okay, and the ball fake here. Look at that. He hid the ball. The hand is empty right there. Everybody thinks Josh Downs has the ball. This guy looking at Josh Downs. This guy looking at Josh Downs. This guy, Josh Downs. These two guys, Josh Downs. These two guys, Josh Downs. The ball fake here was absolutely beautiful. And you can see Kylan Granson still coming over. Braden Smith starting to come up. So as we let this run, boom. All right, now we have everybody on this side of the field, okay? 39 and another guy over here. There's somebody else over here falling to the ground. A couple of guys collided over here, and everybody's starting to realize that Josh Downs does not have the ball. But we already have Kylan Granson over here and Michael Pittman Jr. Watch this right here real quick. Boom. I mean, he just sent 6 right there. That's a linebacker, people. Michael Pittman Jr. was not playing when he came up for that block. All right, so we see Braden Smith right here. What I want to watch here is 29. 29 is the guy that hit Anthony Richardson. This was very clean, by the way. Anthony Richardson got hit at about the 2-yard line. So this was, in the field of play. There was helmet-to-helmet contact, but it wasn't like, targeting direct helmet-to-helmet contact, right? There's just a couple of guys colliding into each other. Not serious damage there. The damage that was done was when Anthony Richardson rolled back and hit his head off the ground after he scored. But what I want to watch here is Braden Smith here. He comes up. These two guys are coming. He gets caught in this awkward space between the two. If he just keeps coming up field, he gets in front of 29. Watch this. Right? He just kind of sidesteps in between these guys like he's going to get hands on both of them. But if he climbs up instead of doing that little sidestep and he gets upfield and pushes 29 upfield, he has no chance of making the play. Then at the very least, you get 30. I believe this is 30 right here coming up the field, or it might be 20. At the very most, the play he's able to make is getting to Anthony Richardson's legs, right? But he has Will Fries right next to him. Braden Smith slowed him down a little bit, which is why he's all the way back here. If Braden Smith climbs up and doesn't slow him down at all, then maybe he's in the spot that 29's in. But really, we needed to get to 29 here. Braden Smith should have climbed all the way up. If he climbs all the way up, 29 is not right there. And as I watch this back, people said Anthony Richardson pulled up. He pulled up on the first touchdown. I don't think he pulled up. As I watch this back, it doesn't look like he slowed down there at all. He saw 29 coming. It looked like he still had the Jets going. So, in my opinion, again, this is really good play, really good job, and play design. Great job by the offensive line to sell it. Just really wish Braden Smith would have climbed a little more to save Anthony Richardson from getting hit right there. All right, so this here is the first play after the moment where we think Anthony Richardson got the concussion. Okay, and as you can see, we came out in 12 personnel, Zach Moss, Kylan Granson, Mo Alley Cox. One running back, two tight ends. And the way the box is set up, we have 7 against their 7. Okay, and you have this 8th guy up here shading down. So as we let this run, see a double team here with Big Q, Ryan Kelly. See Will Fries and Braden Smith worrying about this guy here, Mo Alley Cox pushing his guy. He's taking the defensive end. And Bernie over here has the defensive end with Kylan Granson coming back in. Okay, so as you see right here, this ends up being a play fake. Quentin Nelson is handing this off to Ryan Kelly. These guys are all filling a hole, right? 3-on-2, just fill the hole, push these guys into each other. This is a nice little combo block here. Then Bernie's anchoring his guy up on the outside. So as we let this play, Kylan Granson over here to help Mo Alley Cox. We have the 2 tight ends over here shielding off the end. Bernie's doing a great job. Now the combo blocks in here. We have 4-on-2 on the inside. So this whole thing is just locked up right here. Anthony Richardson, there's just nothing here. He's looking, this is as clean a pocket as you could ever ask for. There's just nothing there for him. He sees a lane and he starts to take it, but at this point, you see this guy is disengaged enough and has come off of Ryan Kelly right here, creates enough space as Anthony Richardson's coming. He has to get out. This guy also gets away from Mo Alley Cox, but Anthony Richardson does a great job throwing that thing out with his left hand and avoids getting hit right there. And let me tell you what, having the ability to throw that out with his left hand is great, right? Instead of taking a hit and not being able to get that out, he's just like, all right, let me put this in my left hand and fling that out of bounds before I get touched here. So great job by Anthony Richardson. Great awareness right there by the young quarterback. All right, so this next one starting out, we're starting out with our 5-down lineman and Zach Moss. They have 7 in the box. Let's get this thing started. So as we can see the blocks setting up right now, we have a double team, and these guys are all doing their own thing. But they're doing a good job, right? He's starting to anchor up. He's trying to anchor up in place right here. That's a big boy, but he's trying to anchor up. He's doing a good job shielding his guy off, and he's trying to push that shoulder and make his momentum push that way because he knows where the ball is going here. So as we hand this ball off, Big Q is in a position where he's starting to ragdoll Big Boy up here, right? Getting the forearm to the throat. Ryan Kelly pushing that outside shoulder to help out. Bernard doing his thing. Will Fries just completely dominated his matchup right here. He's tossing his guy to the side, which is great to see, right? This is why I wanted to highlight Will Fries in a video by himself, is because we saw this a few times from Will Fries against the Jaguars, and he was doing it again. Like, our guard play this year has been really good. Will Fries just absolutely dominated a grown man right here. All right. And then Braden Smith on the outside, he has gotten his body turned. He's done a great job. This is a perfect run block right here. You really can't ask for anything better from a tackle to be able to get his body turned. Now, this guy, having his matchup turned around, like, this guy is definitely going to hear about it. When they watched film this week, this play got brought up right here, 100%. Okay, so great job by the offensive line here. Let's let this keep running here. Now, what I would have liked to see, because Big Q, like, this double team worked out so well, I don't know why Ryan Kelly didn't come off of that a little sooner and get number 6 here. Okay, let's back this up. So let's watch this, right? Watch Ryan Kelly, Big Q. Their double team's going, boom, right there, right? He pushed them off balance right there. That was the spot you should come off and get number 6 right there. If he gets number 6, Zach Moss doesn't have to do that stutter step to the inside. He can just continue to break that outside, and he has that little bit of space right there. This guy would have probably come up, and this probably down right around, this area, the top of the screen where the cursor is. But Instead, he never comes off. So Zach Moss does exactly what he should have, right? He's trying to push this guy into this block and try to rub around the outside of that. And he does a good job getting a couple yards, keeps the feet moving, pulls himself forward for a couple yards there. So great job there by the offensive line. Just would have liked to have seen Ryan Kelly get off that block a little sooner, right? That could have been better. All right, so starting this next play, we're going to see we have 5 down linemen plus Zach Moss. These guys have 4 down linemen. They have these 2 guys and a safety creeping up. Okay, safety's backing off. It's 5 on 6. Well, it's really 6 on 6, but Zach Moss is not staying here. So as we see this setting up, okay, Zach Moss is gone. Braden Smith doing his own thing. Will Fry's doing his own thing. Bernie doing his own thing. And another double team here with Big Q and Ryan Kelly. But you see Big Q has his head on a swivel in case he needs to help his tackle out. Okay, so let's let this run. That's a good job. Will Fries right here did a good job continuing to push his guy as far east and west as he could. He's still getting a little north-south, but he's doing a good job pushing him sideways. There's a lane here for Anthony Richardson if he needs to. The check down was here for Anthony Richardson if he needed it. And honestly, on this play, he probably should have taken it. You know, with the way he was at this point, right? This is where we believe he's already had the concussion. So, you know, glad he's not running the ball. But in my opinion, probably should have taken the check down right here. You see him coming up here to get him. But if he puts the ball on the outside here for Zach Moss can turn it, go pick up a first down. But instead, he throws the ball to Kylan Granson, which isn't a terrible read. But if if he puts the ball more in Kylan's chest, he's able to complete this pass. But it's, up here, and this is an absolute cannon coming out of Anthony Richardson's hand. So just a tough play to make for Kylan Granson. It does hit his hands, so sure, he should have caught the ball, but could have been a better ball and maybe should have taken the safer play right here. But again, if you go back and see Kylan Granson here, like there's definitely space for Kylan Granson, space right there, right? You see that? Again, if that's a better ball, that's a completion, and Kylan Granson's down at the 40-yard line. So could have been a better throw, but this is an offensive line video, and the offensive line, I mean, he's done throwing the ball. Like, you can't ask for a better pocket, bro. Like, you really can't ask for a better pocket, and that's what we got all day long. We've seen that so many times already, and we're going to keep seeing that. All right, now I'd like to look at what the offensive line looked like while Gardner Minshew was in the game, because things change, right? Gardner Minshew's a different kind of quarterback. He reads things differently. The offensive line, I assume, blocks differently and has different cadences when Gardner Minshew's in there, right? Different things that they would do for Anthony Richardson that would be different while a quarterback like Gardner Minshew is back there. So I want to get a view on what they look like with him, because this is what we could see this upcoming Sunday. Okay, and this is the big play to Will Mallory, all right? The rookie tight end getting the 46-yard reception to start his career, which is great. But let's see what happens here, okay? We have our 5 down linemen, got our tight end here, Will Mallory, and we have Zach Moss. Okay, the Texans coming out, they have 7 in the box. So as we let this thing start up, there we go, snap the ball. All right, let's see what this offensive line is doing, okay? Got a one-on-one again, one-on-one. Ryan Kelly, Big Q, double team, but Q's head is on a swivel. And then you have Bernie over here, one-on-one. And as we see here, Will Fries doing a tremendous job right here. 93, not even getting close. He dominated this matchup all day long. Bernie looks like he's getting beat to the outside right here. 52, not a bad player, man. Then you see Braden Smith over here on Will Anderson, doing a good job, holding him up real quick. Okay, so let's let this keep playing. Yeah, you see Bernie did get beat to the outside. That guy is real fast. That was a very quick move to the outside. Bernie's getting beat to the outside, but Gardner's ready to throw this thing. Okay, so we'll look at the time that he had in real time. It's hard to tell how much time from pass to throw while I keep pausing it. But look at this, man. Braden Smith, this is Will Anderson. Will Anderson is a world-class pass rusher, okay? I know he's new to the NFL, but this is a very good football player. He's going to be really good in the NFL. And Braden Smith, for as much as there are reps in this game, as I was watching this film, like Braden Smith, if any of these guys were a liability, it was Braden. But again, tough matchup. He had a tough matchup in both the first weeks. I don't want to get on him too much, but he is a guy that's making a lot of money. So it'd be nice to see him hold up, consistently like this all the time. But this is a good job by everybody. Will Fries didn't even, I mean, they've barely moved at all. Like he just held his guy in place for the most part. And this double team worked out well. Big Q coming over here to protect the blind side and help Bernie out if he absolutely needs to. But let's go ahead, rewind this, and you can see the protection in real time and how much time Gardner Minshew has. And snap, pass. Great job by the offensive line there. Gives him a couple seconds right there, and then he's able, boom, wide open, right? Wide open. Nobody even worried about Will Mallory right there, and gets the ball all the way up inside the 20-yard line. Great job all around. All right, these next couple plays, if you love old school football, this one's for you, man, because this is a thing of beauty, what we're about to see here. Running the football. Let's go ahead, get this thing started up, okay? All right, there we go. Handing the ball off. Now let's see what's happening here, okay? We have Big Q. He's climbing up. Big Q climbing up to the second level. Got a combo block, right? Double team coming up for the combo block on 6. See Will Fries getting his guy anchored in place. He's taking hands to the face. Will Anderson giving Braden Smith hands to the face. Don't believe either of those got called on this play. We see Ryan Kelly snapping the ball and pulling. We're seeing a lot of that in this Shane Steichen offense, snapping the ball and pulling Ryan Kelly, which is a good move. He's a big dude and he has the athleticism to be able to do this. Right. So you have, again, these guys over here. He's shielding 98 off. 98 is a big old boy and he is a strong dude. Okay. Being able to shield him off, not easy, but he's doing a good job here. So let's let this keep going. All right. Great job. You see, he landed on his feet, got his head back down, and he's stuck in place right here. Got 98 stuck in place. Was able to let Ryan Kelly get through. Braden Smith did a good job pushing him upfield, getting Will Anderson held off right here. And Ryan Kelly's coming through to get number 39 right there. Great freaking job. You see Big Q up here, right? Bernie has his guy over here. They're not even part of the play at this point. Big Q up here just trying to get in people's way and doing a good job of it. This is, I mean, a great hole right here. Great job of Zach Moss to follow his guy, right? Instead of trying to bounce that to the outside like some other running backs might do, you saw Zach Moss just hit the hole that was there, that was supposed to be created. Just a great job right there, and gets upfield, gets up to the 11-yard line. Great job by the offense on this one. Okay, in this next play, another great run play. Again, we're about at the 11-yard line here. We have our 5-down lineman, Josh Downs, is actually right here next to the defensive end. And then obviously Zach Moss in the backfield here next to Gardner Minshew. And defense is actually playing a lighter box than they showed in the middle of the field. They're trying to play more coverage down here. So taking advantage of that and running the ball is a good idea, right? They have 6 in the box. Stewart creep down a little bit, but again, they're in the red zone. So of course they're going to creep down a little bit. So as we let this start to run, all right, see where things are when he hands the ball off. We have Will Anderson, Braden Smith out here. He's getting held up. He's getting hands to the face again right there. Then you have Ryan Kelly and Will Fries double teaming big boy right here, which is probably a good idea, right? Will Fries probably got to the huddle last time. Was like, hey, bro, if he lines up over me again, I'm going to need your help. There's no way I'm doing that 2 plays in a row. So he gets a little help here from Ryan Kelly, which is actually, honestly, probably the play design. And then you see Bernie here. He's just trying to shield this guy off, right? He's starting to push himself north-south, where this guy's trying to go east and west, and he's eventually going to get his body turned and shield that guy off. Big Q coming up to number 6 for the 2nd play in a row. This guy cannot be happy about the fact that 56 is coming at him 2 plays in a row. All right, so let's let this run a little bit. Okay, so what I meant by that was the play design. for the double team here on 98. It didn't matter who was there, honestly. Will Fries, the play design was for him to come up on this combo block to 39. You see Bernie gets his guy starting to anchor in place. He gets that foot planted. He's trying to anchor in place because he knows where this play's supposed to go. Ryan Kelly, they have this guy pushed all the way to the outside. He's just keeping that momentum going and shielding that guy off. Big Q is coming up, being a part of that wall. He's going to take care of number 6 right here. And then 39 is getting taken care of by Will Fries as Will Fries begins to climb. Boom and boom. That was a great block by Will Fries, right? 29 was in a good place to make that play, but Zach Moss makes a great move to the outside. Will Fries hits 39 just enough to get him inside. And again, Zach Moss with the move. Boom, untouched from 11 yards out. This is the 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. And had Braden Smith climbed and touched in 29, right? On Anthony Richardson's 2nd touchdown, Braden Smith touches number 29 and slows him down. We have 3 rushing touchdowns of 10 plus yards that ended up being untouched. Okay. Anthony Richardson on his first touchdown was completely untouched from 18 yards out. Zach Moss, 11 yards out, untouched. Anthony Richardson went untouched until 29 hit him, right? So offensive line, when I talk about the run game, not only is it creative, but the offensive line is dominating their matchups, right? Like completely dominating their matchups. So as we go into Baltimore this week, what we're really going to be looking for is the offensive line to keep performing the way they have, right? We hope Big Q is available, and I assume he will be. I also assume Ryan Kelly probably going to be out if I had to guess. So we're going to have French fries on the on the offensive line. And as I mentioned earlier, again, this is the 5th ranked offensive line in the league. They've done great, especially Will Fries. You know, Big Q is being Big Q again. So overall, a lot to be excited about with this between the offense itself and the way the offensive line is performing. The way, Zach Moss looked last week was great. We just signed Trey Sermon. JT's coming back in a couple of weeks. And we have the best backup quarterback in the NFL in Gardner Minshew. So even if Anthony Richardson doesn't play, I feel pretty confident in us going into Baltimore. But I'd love to know your thoughts on all this. You let me know down in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. We've made some improvement, but there's still about 85% of the people that return to this channel that don't subscribe to the channel. So please, if you're one of those people, hit that subscribe button. It's a great free way to support the channel. And I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate having your support. Okay, and with that said, thank you for stopping by for today's film study. Hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.